Merry Christmas, one and all. Happy New Year. Don't mind my big Princess Leia earphones or that spot on this in the centre of my head that looks like a bindi dot. Just pretend I'm the young man that you used to actually enjoy listening to, and we'll have a think, shall we? So, you know, people hate on Trump. They still hate on him. They released his tax returns the other day. You can see them releasing any left-wing tax returns, but never mind. People hate on Trump so much. But then you got to think about this, right? When Trump was president, all I was told was he's going to start World War III. And I was like, I don't feel like World War III's anyway going to start. But okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Now we've got Biden in power. I legitimately bought, what do you call that stuff that you give to your kids to stop them getting cancer after World War III? You know, oh geez, what do you call it? It's the stuff your thyroid takes up to. Anyway, I've forgotten the name. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I legitimately bought that stuff so that my kids would not get thyroid cancer in case we go to war with Russia. And again, I mentioned this in the last video that we're all supposed to support the current thing. We're all supposed to be on the side of Ukraine against the evil Putin. Well, you're going to have to forgive me because when I see that the evil Putin, I also have to look at the Ukraine and who he was fighting. This is a country that legitimately has Nazi battalions. Okay, they have tanks with Nazi emblems on them. They do Sieg Heils to each other. Okay, but apparently, you have to forgive me because I was told that was a bad thing. I was told that even to be neo-fascist or proto-fascist or fascist adjacent was a bad thing. And now our taxes are going to help actual fascists fight Russia. Because apparently Russia's the bad guy. Now Russia didn't used to be the bad guy, you'll remember. Russia used to be the good guy, according to the left. Russia used to be the good guy. That was back when they were communists and godless and, wanted to take over the world. Then they basically wound their neck in. They came back down from their ivory tower and they said, you know what, we're just going to go back to being Eastern Orthodox Christians. I mean, they're not good ones. They still abort babies wholesale. So I'm not suggesting they're a great country. They're not. But that was where we were at. And then suddenly, that wasn't me picking my nose, by the way, I was just taking a bit of dry skin. Because someone will say on this video. Anyway, so now that they've gone back a bit and they're a bit more close to it, what are we told? These disgusting white monsters and their Jesus freakery. We got to destroy them. And they got too much gas. And by the way, America and Britain blew up that gas pipe. If you think otherwise, you might be retarded. And yes, I will use the word retarded because I am not a woke person. And if you are a woke person, well, I have sympathy for you because that might make you retarded too. Oh, Lord. So, what else? So there's the other thing, right? We're all supposed to hate on Russia. In order for me to hate on Russia, I would have to support my own country. And think about that. Do I support my own country? My own country is a country that recently, in Northern Ireland at least, just initiated late-term abortion of babies, up to 9 months, if you have a cleft palate or Down syndrome. Do you remember when we were kids? I mean, I know younger people than me will watch this and not remember it, but when I was a kid, I saw loads of Down syndrome people. I talked to Down syndrome people. Do you remember doing that? And now they're not there because we murdered them. Because apparently that's just too much of a sacrifice for us Westerners to have to speak to Down syndrome people. So never mind that. Or how dare we look at someone with a slight imperfection on their lip? Oh, abort those babies immediately. So yeah, so I would have to support that if I supported my country. I would have to support. Did you know what they did in Scotland just yesterday? In Scotland, they have now made it self-ID, the law of the land. That is, a young boy at 15 years old can say he is a woman. He will be accepted as a woman. He can begin his hormone and sex change therapies without his parents' permission. Right? Not only that, but you can just self-ID and go into women's toilets. So think about this. And again, you might listen to me think he's not a feminist. And the answer to that would be, you're correct. I am not a feminist. But so I hate to use feminist argumentation, but at the same time, there are no female spaces in the UK. None. Right? If you're a woman, there is nowhere safe for you to get changed. There is no bathroom safe for you. Because at any point, a man can just walk in the fucking door and say, hey, what are you hitting on me for, bigot? So you're going to have to forgive me when we are told that Russia's the bad guy and that we have to support Ukraine to the end. My attitude is I would support Russia to the end, right up until about, I don't know, John O'Groats. Just take the entire, is it Land's End? Which one's the top of Scotland? Anyway, I'd support them invading the entire country if they could take away some of the evils that we are perpetuating. What about Biden recently said? Biden came out and he said that the people who don't accept trans children, right? Those people are racists and bigots and homophobe because it's all connected. I mean, obviously Biden's easy pickings. You don't want to insult the man too much because, he's elderly, he's got dementia, he's not pulling his own strings. But at the same time, who is pulling his strings? Evil people, We've got, what do you call her, Maxwell lady, Jeffrey Epstein's wife, the only lady in the world convicted of trafficking children to paedophiles, apparently had no list of the paedophiles. Apparently she's got no one to talk about and we're not interested. No, because this is all over the world. And, it's got to be, as a person who was raised a Jehovah's Witness, I've said this frequently, if I was still a Jehovah's Witness, you couldn't get me out of that religion. Yeah, it's a cult. Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah, it's wrong. Yeah, it's bad in many ways. But are you looking me seriously in the eye and telling me that the world is a better place? The outside world? Good Lord, no. Not at all. Your children aren't safer. Your education's not better. It seems like, what are they doing now? They're filling the schools with drag queen story hours? Get the hell out of here. There was an American woman fired because she was very disrespectful. I thought she was horrible, actually. She was an American teacher. She was fired because there was kids praying in a prayer room in her school. And she basically walked right over them, practically stood on them and said about how she was a Christian and, this was all black magic to her. And I thought to myself, that was really such a disrespectful thing. But at the same time, no one asked at the time, why did they have a prayer room in a public school? You can't have a prayer room in a public school in America. It's against the law. But so, yes, the woman was fired. Yes, she seemed like a dreadful person. But what happened to that? It wasn't okay for Christians. Nothing's okay for Christians anymore, And we're now looking at it. Britain, for the first time, by the way, this year, has become a minority Christian country and also minority white in its three biggest cities, London, Birmingham and Manchester. And the Health Home Secretary, a guy called Saweed Javid, something like that. Saweed Javid came out and tweeted, who cares? And the thing is, well, everyone should care because the society that made this country such a desirable place to live is disappearing. And we see what's happening again. I follow a lot of American politics, as a lot of us Westerners do. And I saw the video, I don't know if you've seen it, of a woman roasting rats on a turnspit in New York City. Think about that for a second. I mean, when did that become a thing? And now you'd be told, oh, well, listen, if you don't like rats, you're just a racist. I laugh now because, I have so few people who talk to me anymore. The idea of your sexist, bigot, racist, homophobe, is that even a thing? That doesn't even bother me anymore. But, no, listen, it's, I hope you're all doing well. It's a very strange world we're living in. Not at all better, I don't think. I think it's certainly getting worse. And it's difficult as a parent because as a parent, my wife said to me something recently, which I thought was very sad but true. Sad but true! Metallica. She said, we have seen better times for sure as children, but this is our kids' lives. This is what they know, and you've got to be supportive of them, even though the world that they're living in is demonstrably worse. And it's very difficult because my nature is a bit of a prepper. And I constantly think, right, we should go away, we should move, we should do something. And where would you go? Where's safe? It's not like, I don't like Russia enough to go to Russia. Good Lord, it's a terrifying looking place. And it's so cold. I lived in Canada for a long time, and I kind of liked the cold when I was a kid, but I think that would wear on you as an adult, and I don't fancy it at all. But I'll keep looking to the right here because there's a guy walking across here, and he has what do you call all that Jewish paraphernalia? The little leather bands, the straps and stuff on. You never see that. Never seen that in my life in Northern Ireland. That's a first for me. There you go. I've seen it on the telly, but never before. So anyway, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you with this video. I hope you're all doing well. I hope Santa brings you what you want. I don't want anything. Oh, actually, I'm getting a retro games console for myself. I don't know if you've seen those things, like 50,000 games in a tiny box. I'm going to get that for Christmas. It'll be a bit late, obviously, but I'm going to get it anyway. Guys, I hope you're well. I hope, there he comes again. I hope things are treating you well. Things are good for the Gardner clan, and I hope everything is good for you too. Signing out. Like and subscribe if you like and subscribe.